Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a little while since I've done a haul on my channel. Of course, everybody that watches Comic Book Memories on Saturday always see my big ugly mug there. But just got some books in and pretty excited about this haul because I completed a series with one of the books in here, and I started another series that I want to complete, another short run. Imagine that, me, a short run. Some other stuff, just kind of some stuff from the 60s up, through, I guess, modern age. So I'll kind of get to it. Here's a book. For some reason, it's been on my radar for a while because I just love the cover. I love the characters on it. And I'll give a shout out to my buddy Rod here, Dr. Silver Age, because he's the Hulkmeister and the major Hulk fan. Here's Hulk 229. And got a cover with Doc Samson on it, who was always one of my favorite characters. I always just loved the idea of a little quirky superhero therapist with green hair and a Shazam type costume. And then you got was it Moonstone? I think so. Moonstone or Moonbeam. Maybe I'm thinking one of my own characters I made. But anyways, got a great Herb Trimpe cover. It's got some great Sal Buscema and Mike Esposito art on the inside. So definitely worth having. I've kind of been on a Justice Society and JSA binge lately, trying to complete some of the stuff from back in the 90s and the 2000s. There's a current Justice Society series that is just, in my opinion, just really, really, really good book. And there's going to be some more JSA related stuff later on, but I just kind of wanted to complete these series and go back and reread them. Here we have JSA 52 with the newer version of the Crimson Avenger, and this is the only issue that I needed to complete that run. I think it was like 87 issues or so, and maybe a few giant size specials and some annuals and stuff, but this is the only one I needed for that, so happy to complete that series. This was the series that came after Justice Society of America. I guess it came out like in 2007. And this is a couple issues that I needed. I think I'm about, with these two, I'm about 8 shy of having all these. I think there were 54. So big JSA fan. Here's number 33. Really, really killer cover. And number 34. So I think 8 issues shy on that, and I'll have that one complete. It's for all you Golden Age fans, which I know we have a few. And I just kind of saw these, and I was trying to get, any kind of JSA related stuff. And this was like one of the last Hawkman series that came out. I think this was maybe about 3 years ago. But this was like a 2 or 3 parter, and like the first couple of issues had the JSA in them. So here's a Hawkman number 27. Got a nice JSA cover. And this one has him fighting his old foe, Haster, or Hathset, or whatever you want to call him. I think there's another chapter, so no JSA in this one, but it has got him and Hawk Girl, and they're kind of back in the 40s, so pretty cool story. And speaking of the JSA, big fan of the multiple Earths, alternate Earths, Crisis on Infinite Earths, the JLA JSA team-ups. And they're coming out with some new trades where they're reprinting all those again, which I thought was pretty cool. I always try to get all these. But this one, I guess it covers like the first... about the first 8 or 9 team-ups with the JLA and the JSA. Crisis on Multiple Earths crossing over. Got a nice Dave Gibbons cover. And here's a cover that was already used on another volume of the team-ups. Jerry Ordway. Pretty cool. But just, all the classic JLA, JSA stuff. First meeting. Got some... great stuff in it later. I just love all these team ups. This was, when I started reading the JLA, that was like the thing I look forward to most every summer was the annual JLA JSA team ups. And while I'm on the subject of Earth 1 and Earth 2 team ups and Crisis on Infinite Earths and alternate universes, I'm going to start what I'm going to call my Crisis on Infinite Earths stack. And this kind of stems from this book. This is the Crisis on Infinite Earths compendium. This came with the box set of the Crisis hardcover that came out in 2005. It was like the 20th anniversary. But this has like a lot of great stuff in it, and I've probably shown this before, but it has like concepts and sketches and how they came up with everything and who was going to live and who was going to die. But there was several great pages where Mark Waid, who I'm sure you all know, and a couple other guys went through and made a crisis index naming the Earths up to that point for 20 years, So, which I'm going to take this as my canon. Of course, you know everything. If you're a DC fan, you know what happened with Flashpoint and the New 52 and everything that went after. So I'm just this is going to be my version of what I call the Infinite Earths. And I'm, like I say, they've had Hyper Time and Zero Hour and, heavy death metal and, Dark Crisis and all this stuff. But this is just kind of a little fun thing that I want to do. I want to try to get if I can't get a first appearance of each Earth or whatever, I just want to try to get a reprint or at least have a book, an early book where that Earth was first featured. So, obviously you got Earth 1 and 2 and 3. And I kind of started with 3, which I have the first appearance in Justice League 29 where you have the Crime Syndicate. That's Earth 3. But I found 2 issues that are actually, according to Mark Waid and his 2 friends, are part of that universe. So the first one I have here is Action Comics 320. And this looks like your normal Silver Age Superman type story, in a way I guess it is. But, great Kurt Swan cover, Love Neil Adams, but to me he is the Superman artist. But anyway, this story has him fighting Atlas, Samson, and Hercules. And, he pulls them out of the past, and they have some kind of battle, but found out they're kind of evil. So it isn't named in this book. And I think the JLE issue was like several months before this. But he, instead of like pulling them from the past of that Earth, which would be Earth 1, I guess, he pulled them from the past of another Earth where they were kind of evil. And so they named this Earth that these characters came from as Earth 3, not in this book, but in the compendium here. So, and all this does, it's nothing important to anybody but me because I am a comic book nerd and I just love this stuff. So, the Greek gods, or what do you want to call them, Atlas, Samson, Hercules, they are actually evil versions from Earth 3 in the Crime Syndicate. So there you go. Okay, another issue. It's not named in here, but it's named in the compendium. And this is like in the later run of the second Swamp Thing series. This is Swamp Thing 155. And it doesn't name it in this, but I think in this storyline, and I'd like to get the rest of the story, the arc, there's a 3 more issues, but he reincarnates into different, Swamp Thing, that is, reincarnates into different people on alternate worlds. So in this one, I think he comes... he's reincarnated as Solomon Grundy, which is another favorite character of mine, on this Earth, and he fights a character called the Black Box. And so on this Earth, the Black Box is basically the alternate version of Black Hand, which is an old Green Lantern villain. But on this Earth, he's a good guy. So instead of being the Black Hand, the evil guy from Earth 1, like I say, they don't name it in here, but it's just what these guys are saying, and which, after you read it, it makes sense. So we have the good guy, Black Box, fighting the reincarnated, or his spirit is passing through these alternate universes, Solomon Grundy. and Swamp Thing is actually in this, but it's kind of a good little story. It's like after the character Black Box has been, retired for a while, and he's married and all this kind of stuff, and it's just of course this is a Vertigo series, so it's a little bit more mature and adult, but it was really cool. I read it yesterday, and it's Solomon Grundy. You got Swamp Thing in there, and then you got an alternate version of another character from an alternate Earth. So I'm all about it. It's a really cool story. I think maybe the preceding issue and the one after this is all part of the same story arc. I'm going to have to go back and see. But these issues are pretty cheap, so if anybody's interested. Okay, and one more. You guys remember the character of Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew from the 80s? Sort of little funny superhero animal thing going on. I really enjoyed it when it came out. Well, this was like a separate series. It was a little 3-issue miniseries called Captain Carrot and His Amazing Zoo Crew in the Oz Wonderland War. It's a giant-sized book, double length. It's one of 3. I just got the first one, but I want to probably get the rest of them. But this book is named Earth 12. And like probably the first definitive appearance was like in Showcase 62. I think that might have been like, I don't know if that was Angel and Ape or Willie and Wendy or Inferior 5. I'm not really sure about that. But I think it's like, where they have all the goofy, funny characters from. So they basically named this Earth 12, where this happened. So I'll give you a little look here. Here's the appearances that Earth 12 supposedly came in here. So there's lots of stuff. I mean, if you're interested in stuff like this, I mean, this is a great book if you can find it. But it kind of lists all the appearances up to the point in 2005, and so the Oz Wonderland war happened on Earth 12. And you're thinking, oh my God, that is more than I ever wanted to know about an alternate Earth that I care nothing about. But to me, it's fun. So there we are. This is a book. I have to blame this one on my good friend, Dr. Von Chilla. I had this book back when it first came out, and I lost it, and that's another long, terrible story. But I really like this run, at least the first 15 or 20 issues. And as he says, the cover on this is a blazer. The Shadow, #1 from 1987, I believe. August 87. Bill Sienkiewicz, cover and art. Andy Helfer on the scripts. I think later on, Kyle Baker did the art on, and I really enjoyed those. And I think I had this one, but I didn't have any of the ones in between that and Kyle Baker's run. But this is just a beautiful, beautiful cover. I love the character of the Shadow. So thank you, John, for making me spend more money. Okay, and then we're going to get to some Silver Age and some Bronze Age stuff. And here we go. If we can't do a video, I can hardly ever do a video without showing something by Joe Kubert. So this is an issue I needed. I'm trying to get all the issues that have the Neil Adams and Joe Kubert covers. And so we're here to have Tomahawk, #135, featuring Hawk, son of Tomahawk, with that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Joe Kubert cover. And it's got really, really nice art by Frank Thorne, a guy that's really another underrated artist from my youth. So there you go. You got Kubert, you got Frank Thorne. And if you're thinking of Frank Thorne, think of Red Sonja. So glad to have that one. And I'm going to blame this one on my good buddy, Dr. Silver Age, Rod. Judge Colt, #1. Really cool Gold Key Western. Probably fine condition. Really love those painted covers. I think it just went 4 issues, and I think I've probably got the rest of the issues in my cart, or maybe 2 or 3 of them. But really cool. Thank you, Rod, for making me spend money. Okay, last 3. Just like this cover, it's kind of low-grade shape. Don't matter. But we have Unknown Worlds from ACG, #18. Very cool cover. Lots of cool little Silver Age suspense stories / sci-fi / horror mystery. Just a cool title. And very glad to get this one. I've seen a lot of YouTubers show this series forever, and I guess I'm really late coming to the party. And it was only like 5 or 6 issues, but I really wanted to collect this one. Captain Action, a comic book actually based on a toy. So there's number 1, pretty decent shape, kind of shoving Superman out of the way, and then the book this scene actually happens, which doesn't happen a lot in Silver Age comic books. But this scene actually happens, and it's got some great Wally Wood art in this. So I would recommend it. I'm going to get the rest of the issues as soon as I can. But another cool little short-lived DC series from the late 60s. I think 68 maybe. Looks about like it. But anyway, very cool. Captain Action. And last but not least, the cherry on top for this haul was the only issue I needed to complete this series, and very, very happy to have it. Silver Surfer 15. So this completes my Silver Surfer run. I want to try to do a video on those before too long. I'm wanting to try do a lot of videos, if I could spit those words out, on some runs I've completed. But I'm kind of been busy trying to complete those runs, so haven't been able to. But anyway, Human Torch cover, Buscema. What else can you say? To quote my good friend Dr. Valenchilla, this is a blazer. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed all the mumbo jumbo from the pile of Crisis books that I'm starting to assemble. So hope you're having a great weekend. It's a gloomy Sunday here, so perfect time to talk about comics, right? All right, guys. Hope everybody's well. I appreciate all the support for this channel and for Comic Book Memories channel and for Rod's channel. It's just a great community, and I will see you guys soon. Onward and upward.